What's up? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a video about a trade that is in the works. So kind of discussing what shoes I am trading, and we'll see what shoes I end up getting. Hint, hint, they're two pairs of Kobe's. So I'll leave it at that. You can find out if you watch to the end. But how did this start? So if you watched my last video, I kind of talked about me trying to pare down my shoe collection and really getting it down to shoes that I actually wear. So some of these shoes I don't wear too much. Some of them I haven't worn at all. So like if I don't wear it too much, or if I haven't worn it, then I probably should offload it and get shoes that I would wear or that I want without spending any more money. And so that's kind of how this came up. So I posted on my story maybe 3 months ago, something like that, some of these shoes. And this person who follows me and is a subscriber, shout out to, actually I don't even know their name, but they responded to my story like, hey, I'm interested. So we were in the DMs chatting about price, couldn't come to an agreement, and then it kind of just died. And then this person posted in their story a pair of Kobe's that I wanted, but they weren't in my size. So I was like, hey, if you ever have a 9.5, let me know and I might be interested. And they were like, I could source it for you. And then we started talking about the shoes they were already interested in. And I was like, dude, I'm down. Let's see if we can work out a trade. Here are all the shoes that I'm down to trade. And so a lot of back and forth, still some back and forth. So these are likely all the shoes I will be sending. The two pairs I will be getting are already like solidified. I think one was sourced and the other one he already had, or he or she already had. So anyway, without further ado, I will start with the shoes that I am offloading and kind of go in order of, I guess, my perceived value of where I think they sit. If we go retail for retail, I'm definitely losing, but in the sneaker space, that's not how it works. That's why we have like resellers and whatnot. So the first shoe, this is used. So one person almost bought them from me, but they didn't work out sizing wise. But these are the PG1s, mostly navy blue colorway with some, whites on the midsole, some black speckles also towards the forefoot, and then hits of yellow. But they're in still really good condition. I do like these shoes. 4-foot zoom, the traction, still really good condition. I pointed out all the flaws to them already and they're cool with it. So I have a feeling, so some of these shoes, they're probably gonna keep for themselves to wear because we are similar size. And then I'm sure the other ones, or a handful of them, he's probably going to sell or not keep them. So fine with me. We're both good with the trade. So that's all that really matters. At the end, once you see all the shoes I'm sending and the shoes that I'm receiving, let me know who you think won the trade. But it is a trade at the end of the day, so it's really hard to say, but this is the first pair of shoes that I am getting rid of. All right, you'll probably tell from the box which kind of shoe, at least which brand it is. So this is a Serious Player Only shoe, and it is the OG Player One. So black and yellow colorway, also used, but still a lot of life in it, a lot of traction. I do like these shoes, but I just don't wear them that much. So I'm gonna offload them, and they were interested. So second pair, used Player Ones, the OGs. Another yellow box, same brand, same shoe line, different shoe. So this is like the next iteration of the Player One. So this is the Player One 2023 in the Aurora colorway, I believe. This is like, there is some like small improvements from the OG to this, like thicker outsole rubber, and some other small design upgrades like this, the padding on the inside of the ankle was beefed up a little bit. But similar to that, I do like the shoe, but didn't really wear it too much. I do have the Player One Pluses, which I will keep because I do wear those shoes, but also still a lot of traction, a lot of life. There are some scuffs like on the toe, but they're cool with the flaws. So I think probably these three pairs, they will keep in their own personal collection, but if they find someone else who is willing to buy them, then so be it. So these three all used pairs. This is actually a DS pair. And maybe you'll tell from the box. So it is a Jordan 1, which Jordan 1? It's probably my most worn Jordan 1 actually ever, and it is the black toe Jordan 1 lows. So these are DS. I haven't worn them. They're not even laced at all. So what happened was I was like, ooh, I want these shoes. So my wife and I both tried. I think it was on sneakers, and we both hit. So I was like, dang, should I return these? But I was like, you know what? One to rock, one to stock. But you know what? I stocked them and I don't need them, so I'm going to get rid of them. So a DS pair of Jordan 1s also going their way. All right, this might be a little controversial, but I don't know if you know the box, but if you do, this is from Leaning. They're actually the Wild 10s. So these are the Valentine lows, used, but still, also a lot of life. And yeah, overall a good shoe. They do fit fairly snug. So if I were to redo it, I think I would have sized up a half size to a 10 and maybe got the highs because from folks I've talked to and even some people online, they say that the highs have more cushion in the forefoot. So I wish, that's the main thing. I wish there was more cushion in the forefoot, especially if I'm hitting. So I didn't really go for this shoe a lot because of that lack of forefoot cushioning. And so I was like, you know what, let me try and sell these. Had some people interested, but didn't end up working it out. So I think they're also going to be keeping this in their personal collection to rock. So 4 pairs of shoes, PG 1s, 2 serious player only player 1s, Jordan 1 lows DS, and some used Wild 10 lows. All right, this is, what is that? That is 2, 4, 5. So the last pair is a Jordan. If you know the box, maybe you can guess, but this is a low top, and it is, man, I really like these shoes, but I already have a pair. So these are the Space Jam Jordan lows. I think lows, especially for Jordans, are a little bit more rockable, but for one of the other shoes that I wanted to get without having to spend money, I was like, hey, are you interested in these? And they said, yes, I'll do it. So Space Jam Jordan 1 lows, these are DS, never wore them. They're still factory laced and everything. And that is it. So we have 2 pairs of Jordans, both DS, Jordan 1 low, Jordan 11 Space Jam. These are going for, I think, for my size, 9.5. For resale, a little bit over retail, so maybe like 220, 230. These retail for 190, I believe. These retailed for like 140, and they're going for under retail, I'm pretty sure. So, yep. And then those are all used. I mean, Wild 10s and all these, like the PGs would have probably been a little bit hard to move. And these are not the easiest to move either. I did get a lot of interest in the Wild 10s, but not to the price point that I wanted to sell them at. So I was like, you know what? I think this works for both of us. So I am going to ship these out in the next couple of days. Once we've like finalized all the shoes and like everything looks good, and I will get those shoes hopefully in the next week or so, and then unbox them. And yeah, so I will see you then. All right, it's been a couple days. We both have received our packages with our respective shoes. So for the first one, I think I mentioned in the first video that they're both Kobe's. So I will start with a Kobe 6. So Kobe 6, I checked on StockX. You knew in my size, which is a men's 9.5, as of today, $375. So with fees, shipping, maybe like $425, somewhere around that price range, brand new. And then used, I checked on eBay for like recently completed and sold reverse Grinches in a 9.5 men's. And it ranges from like $250 to like $425. So the seller that I am in contact with priced these at $350. And I was like, okay, interested, but I don't want to spend any money. So that's how we got the trade. So for this pair of, I actually haven't seen them yet, but I do have them. So here's the box. Same box we already know. And then Kobe 6 Proto and a men's 9.5. All right, so for this part of the trade was for the 2 Series Player Only shoes, the PGs, the Wows, and the Air Jordan 1 Black Toe Lows, which are DS. All of those for this pair. So I've seen pictures and they look pretty good. I'm okay with like minor flaws, cosmetic flaws, but let's see. All right, so he said that they did send extra laces. I don't know if they came with these, but all right, here they are. These, from the pictures, they look pretty good, but I don't know. I'll get some B-roll shots of them, but I finally have a pair of the reverses. And they, I mean, looking at the midsole, I'm not really, so men's 9.5 just to make sure. Yep, men's 9.5 just to make sure. And then, all right, let's look to see if there are any like major flaws, which I don't think there are. So they are used, but there's no fraying on the outsole from what I see. There is some compression in the midsole, which is expected. And then the other thing that I care about is from a performance perspective, and that is like any midsole or outsole separation, so like glue spots. But I'm not seeing anything, and I didn't see anything in the pictures. So yeah, he actually sourced these for me because he had a men's 10 that he posted, and I said, hey, if you ever get a 9.5, let me know. And he's like, I can find you some. I was like, let's do it. So these are in like, honestly, pretty, if they told me these were tried on, I would maybe believe it. There is some dirt on the outsole, but these are pretty clean. So assuming they're real, which I trust his intuition as far as like legit checking them himself, and he ran them on apps and they all passed. So, I mean, reps are so good these days that you never really know. So, of course, it'd be great to just buy it from Nike, but that's really hard. So, like I said, priced value on their end, $350, and I traded them all of those shoes. So, did I lose or did I win this trade right here? I think there was some like flaking or something on the swoosh, which is what he pointed out when we were DMing. So here, which I'm guessing is from, hoping it's from wear. So on the left shoe, on the medial side, right here, there is some like flaking of the swoosh. So I know they're played in, so not a big deal, but wow. Nice, another pair of 6s. How can I be mad? All right. So that's that. On to the next shoe. So another pair of Kobe's. They're not 6s. So for this one, he was trying to sell them to me, and I was like, you know what? I'm convinced. I'll buy them. I'll add this to my like how many shoes I bought in 2025 list. Not that I was looking for this pair. They're used. I think worn once. Maybe. So let me give you the prices for new and used. So I just checked StockX today in a men's 9.5. Brand new, they're $404. So like after fees and taxes, maybe around like $450 or more. So they're actually priced more than the reverses, which is kind of surprising. And then used on eBay I saw from like sold and completed items recently in a men's 9.5. Anywhere from like 200 to like 280. So the seller that I'm in contact with priced these actually really competitively at $195, which is actually less than what I saw pairs go for on eBay when I just checked for my size. So if you do process of elimination, then you know what the trade is. But to say it straight up, I traded these straight up for the DS pair of my Space Jam 11 lows. And so initially I was gonna pay $195, like, you know what, I'll pay $195 just because they were priced so competitively. But I was like, you know what, I would rather do a trade. So let me see what I have in my collection that I am okay with offloading. And I do have the 2016 high top pair of the Space Jams. So I was like, you know what, I had the highs, I don't need the lows, and I haven't worn them yet, so no big deal. So I was like, all right, let's do it, straight up 1-for-1 trade. So without further ado, the second pair of shoes. It's not a Proto box. It's kind of an older sneaker. And so here they are, a Kobe 4. Oh, they are Proto, sorry. They're Proto, but they're not like the updated box. So they're the undefeated Kobe 4 Protos. So there was like, I think a few of them. There was like that light blue one, but this is not that pair. This is actually the black and white pair. So I got a pair of the undefeated 4s. So like I said, I wasn't actively looking for these shoes. And he was like, hey, I have these in 9.5. Do you want to buy them? And so these are used. You can tell on the outsole that they have been worn. Not really any fraying. I can't tell. They probably played indoors, but there is some dirt on here, so it looks a little interesting. But I typically also don't prefer black or mostly black shoes, but this was just a very clean colorway and a very good used pair as far as like all the pictures that he sent me. And let me see if there's any like same thing on like the glue or the outsole, midsole separation. That's like what I care about. And of course the traction. And I don't think there is any. There's some like dirt, which is fine, and it's creased because it's worn, but I really like the 4s. So we have the 8s on the back of the left shoe, and then we have the 24 on the back of the right shoe. And it also says on the heel cup on both pairs, it says undefeated. I don't know if you can see that. And then on the right tongue, we have the Kobe shield. And then on the left tongue, we have the undefeated logo. So if you can, I don't know if it picks up in video, but there's like a iridescent sheen on the black. So like on this front leather portion, I don't know if this is patent leather or not, or if it's like a synthetic. Also on the swoosh, like in the sun or in the light, you can see like rainbow iridescent type of look. I'm very happy with this used pair. So what do you think? Did I win or lose this trade? So undefeated 4s used in this condition for DS pair of Air Jordan 11 Low Space Jams. Honestly, I feel like I won, which is why I did the trade to begin with. So these are the 2 pairs that I received. Make my collection a little bit more minimal as far as pairs I have. Added 2 Kobe's, assuming that they're real, which I think they are. And yeah, I've never done anything resale, so I haven't sold shoes for resale value that I know of. Yeah, I'm pretty sure no. And I've never bought shoes for resale. So I've never worked with like a reseller before. But overall, good experience, good negotiation. Yeah, I would buy again from them, which I might, because we're like talking about another pair of shoes that I have been eyeing. We'll see if that works out. But overall, a very good process. And yeah, added some pairs, got rid of some pairs. And yeah, I don't know what the plan is for the rest of the year. I'll probably mainly go for 6s if I go for drops still. And then this other pair that I'm talking about in the background, we'll see if that works out, because it's supposed to compete with the 6s as like the greatest shoe of all time for performance as far as like basketball, or in my case volleyball, or jumping or whatever. So we'll see if that ends up happening. I'm probably gonna have to pay for those, which is fine. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know your thoughts. Shipping was like 2 days, I think. So it was really fast. We both received and shipped our shoes on the same day, so that worked out. And I discussed with them, and they are happy with all the pairs that they received. So for this trade, I think successful on both ends. That's gonna do it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.